Top 10 places affected by climate change that will sink. Number 1. New York. With studies of scientists, they have shown that by 2030 to 2060, New York will be underwater. It is strange to say that there are only 9 years till we see the dramatic effects. New York City is already going underwater slowly, but there is an even worse consequence to that. New York is basically made of road and less nature, which means that the water from the Arctic meltdown will not be absorbed and New York City will be underwater within the range from 2030 to 2060. The Arctic loses roughly 51 billion metric tons annually. Wow. Number 2. California. Some studies have said that California will not go underwater. However, those websites didn't have that much solid information as the others. Scientists have said that California will go underwater by 2050. As you can see, California is doing better than New York City, as New York City will see extreme changes from 2030 to 2060. And on the other hand, California will see extremely hazardous changes in 2050 if this climate change keeps on going. Number 3. London. Parts of South London will be submerged underwater in 2030 to 2050. According to a climate change study, large areas of the city could be flooded, and the riverbanks will be completely changed if the climate research is correct. Number 4. Brisbane. The report from scientists identified that Brisbane is said to be one of the hardest hit cities in Australia by sea level rise under a 2 degrees Celsius scenario, with more than 200,000 of people's homes are at risk of going underwater. According to ABC News, Brisbane might be going underwater by 2050 along with Number 5. Sydney. According to ABC News, they said that some of the major cities will be gone due to climate change, and here are some: Brisbane, Sydney, Gold Coast, Adelaide, Sunshine Coast. But they have listed some sites. Take a look: Sydney Airport, Circular Quay, Botanic Gardens, Brisbane Airport, and way more. Before I continue the other 5, I will need to tell you some information on how to stop country sinking. Number 1. Protecting shorelines of coastal sinking cities is crucial to prevent the sea from taking over. Number 2. Building on stilts is another way to prepare for changing water levels. And number 3. Compensated fountains can reduce the stress on a city surface, which otherwise is a consequence of heavy loading. Number 6. Toronto. Toronto is one of the top cities to feel climate change impacts by 2050. Toronto is expected to be among the top cities in the world with the most severely impacted by climate change, according to a recent report. As already mentioned, Toronto will feel the impact of climate change and severe weather patterns by 2050, also meaning that they will feel the sea levels rise. Number 7. Florida. Florida's high point is 345 feet above sea level, the lowest of all 50 states. Thus, it will never go completely underwater, even if all the ice sheets and glaciers on the planet melt, since a total meltdown of all ice sheets and glaciers on the planet of all the ice sheets, glaciers would raise sea level 202 feet, which is 65 meters. Meaning that some places in Florida are really safe and would not get impacted at all from the rising sea levels. But they will witness some other weather patterns. Number 8. Karachi. Pakistan's biggest city and financial hub, Karachi may sink into the ocean along with other coastal towns of Sindh province in 2065. Oceanography experts have warned 3 cities of Sindh, Karachi, Badin, and Tata, are under direct threat due to rising sea levels. Number 9. Venice. Have you ever seen photos or videos or even went there yourself? Did you see that they had boats taking them to their houses? Well, that is what the Earth will look like in 2000s if climate change keeps on happening. Venice will most probably sink in the 2100s due to scientists' research. Scientists also said that Venice's future does not look pretty at all. Number 10. Bangkok. The clock is ticking for Bangkok. Before it turns 250 years old in 2032, the city could have sunk underwater. Although the problem has been developing for years with doomsday warnings from academics and researchers, little action has been taken. One more piece of information you need before I end this video. The wise way is to learn from other people's mistakes and then you correct them yourself. We have seen those countries make their mistakes, so we can learn from them. Alright, guys, before you leave, I will need to tell you something. I did not name all the places that are sinking due to climate change. I only named some of them.